Hello, my name is Vincent Creel, Public Affairs Manager for the City of Biloxi. I'm here to deliver today's Be Prepared report. This is being recorded on Monday, May 4th, 2020 at 4:30 in the afternoon. The Mississippi State Department of Health this afternoon says there have been 327 new cases of the coronavirus reported in the past 24 hours throughout the state of Mississippi. This chart shows where we are as a state since day one, a total of 7,877 cases and 310 deaths, including 7 in the past 24 hours. This chart shows the daily comparisons of new cases reported in the state of Mississippi over the past 14 days. In Harrison County, 3 new cases were reported in the past 24 hours. This chart shows the downward trajectory that we've now seen in Harrison County for more than 14 days. In Jackson County, for the second day, no new cases were reported, and no new cases were reported in Hancock County. Edgewater Mall, which has worked closely with Mayor Gillich on reopening guidelines, will open on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Belk reopens on Friday, Dillard's on May 12, and we have no word yet on when JCPenney reopens. You can see more info on Edgewater Mall either on the mall's Facebook page or their website. You will notice that when the mall does open, it will be following the city's Opening Up Biloxi Again guidelines with 50% occupancy, masks, and a number of other measures. Governor Tate Reeves announced today that effective Thursday morning at 8 o'clock, restaurants can open to dine-in service with a number of restrictions. Most of these requirements are also outlined in the city's Opening Up Biloxi Again guidelines. For instance, there can be no more than 50% seating capacity in both indoor and outdoor dining areas. Floor plans must be updated to ensure at least 6 feet between each group. Party sizes will be limited to no more than 6 people per table. Cloth masks must be provided to all employees who come in direct contact with customers. Employees are required to wear that mask throughout their entire shift. Also, the governor says that employees must be provided training on how to limit the spread of COVID-19. Mayor Gillich had wanted to reopen parks to their regular scheduled hours this week, but the governor has addressed that issue in his announcement today. Parks can be open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. The governor has said activities can have up to 10 people indoors or 20 people outdoors, but social distancing must be observed. To be clear, basketball is a close contact activity, so basketball courts are not supposed to be open to the public in public parks. There also has been an issue with disc golf, so no disc golf can be played. Please remember, the parks are open primarily for the walking paths or individual recreation. If you have a gathering, it can be no more than 20 people outside. Mayor Gillich has also said non-emergency municipal offices will remain closed in Biloxi to walk-in traffic. You can do business with the city, but try to do it by phone, by email, or through the city's website, which is at biloxi.ms.us. We again ask the business community and the public, please review and adhere to the Opening Up Biloxi Again guidelines. The public needs to know that businesses in Biloxi are taking the prudent and responsible precautions as have been outlined in the city's plan as well as in the governor's announcement today. We're asking you to please make good decisions. For the record, please remember this. We remain under the governor's executive order in place. It's called Safer at Home. It allows the opening of some retail at 50% capacity. Nothing changes until Thursday in the way of restaurants. Restaurants can only offer takeout or delivery. Thursday morning at 8 is when things are going to change. Dining rooms, even outdoor dining, are not allowed right now under the governor's executive order. We must continue to be patient. Joining me now is Biloxi Police Chief John Miller. We have our masks on.
We do.
We're doing everything that we are telling people to do.
Yes, we are.
The police department, you have had your beach patrols, you've had your crowd patrols, you've had your business patrols. We're starting to see some retailers open up. People are getting anxious, aren't they?
They're getting very anxious, and understandably so. However, you can't relax. You can't let your guard down. I see more and more people that aren't safe distancing. I see people who are not wearing masks, and I'm sure that they're just getting tired of it. But it's now is not the time to relax.
We're asking you to please remember, wash your hands frequently, social distance, do all the things that people have been advising you to do for what? Since mid-March. We've seen a lot of things happen and not happen in this coronavirus crisis. We lost the St. Patrick's Day parade, we lost the grilling on the green, we lost the Shuckers games, we lost the Fred Hayes ceremony, and we've got a very somber memorial or milestone coming up, and that is the murder of Officer McKeithen.
That is correct. Tomorrow is the anniversary of Robert's death, and naturally we can't get together in groups. We do have a memorial service, a bit of a memorial service that's going to be set up in front of the PD. His unit will be there in the same spot it was in before. There will be an honor guard there with it. There will be an honor guard at the door. Anyone that wishes to drive by and view that, we really would appreciate it if you did. You're allowed to leave things there if you choose to do so, but just don't. If there's a crowd there, please wait till it disperses. There will be a very small and quiet ceremony in the courtroom for employees only, and there may be too many of those there for that, but we're going to do the best that we can do with it. We'll do a last call around 10:07. Before that, there will be a couple of speeches made, myself being one. Probably one of Robert's comrades will make a small speech, and then Reverend Paul Crowley will give a prayer, and then we'll do a last call service, which will be something that you'll be able to, WLOX and XXV, the Sun Herald, they'll be able to hear that, and I'm sure they'll publish that. And that's really about the best we can do. Tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow evening rather, in a city council meeting, I believe the city is going to present, or the mayor is going to present Miss McKeithen with a proclamation.
Have you kept up with the family?
I
know you want to give me privacy.
Yeah. We've kept up with them, and they are a very private family, which would probably be the same way my family would be. But they've fared this thing, and it was really tough and hard on them, but they pulled through it very well.
Tell people what happened.
Robert was ambushed in front of the police department and was actually shot from behind. Mm-hmm. Never had an opportunity to draw his weapon or anything like that. The person that did that was arrested, not too long after that, and is currently waiting trial. What
did you learn from that? What did the police department learn from that?
Well,
and can you learn anything from that?
You can. There's a learning opportunity in everything, no matter how tragic it is. There's always a learning opportunity if you'll look for it. We learned there that we're not as safe as we once thought we were. Our community is a great community, but there's always some in the community that that don't care for police officers, or it could be anyone. But in this case, they didn't care for a police officer. Really don't have a whole lot of understanding why. Robert didn't know this person at all and never met him. So I think he just chose a policeman.
But the outpouring of support, not only from this community, but from across the country.
I'm all across the country, but our community especially, people here just really stepped up and did the right thing, and you know, just really, there was nothing that we wanted for, there was nothing that the family wanted for, and it was all due to our community.
It really was. It was just such one of those moments where everybody comes together, and it just seemed like it didn't strike the police department, which I know it did, but it struck the entire city.
It did. It really did. And you know, it's a horrible way to see your community support, but nonetheless, we appreciated the community support.
So what's happening on the streets now?
Well, you see some of the businesses that are
they're anxious, aren't they?
They're stepping out a little further than they should. We're still in the mode of trying to remind people, you know, that there's no sit-down indoor or outdoor dining at restaurants until the governor lifts that. That is absolutely in the governor's hands. Then you see some that are, you know, anxious to get open, and they're getting very frustrated because they can't get open, and you know, they take that out on the policeman once in a while.
We saw the same thing with public parks. Mayor Gillich announced today that public parks were going to be going back to their regular hours, but that's for limited use. That's for using the jogging trails. That's for individual recreation. We're not talking about basketball. You've had a problem with some of the public parks.
We have. We've had large groups of people gather, play ball, or just gather and, you know, together and try to cook out, and we can't do that right now. Let's bear with this thing a little while longer.
That's all we can ask. Chief, any closing thoughts? I mean, we got the McKeithen thing coming up tomorrow, and how about that IP?
Isn't that nice? Isn't
what
that nice?
They do?
They called me, and they put Robert's badge number was 126, and they lit that up at night, 126. That's
I think Rennie
wonderful.
has that. I'm hoping Rennie's going to show that right now. But for them to remember that
Absolutely wonderful.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Any closing thoughts? No wisdom or anything?
No wisdom today. It's been a long weekend. And I expect this to be a rather long week.
I know we talk a lot when the mayor tells me what problems he sees, and I just want to thank you for always being there.
Well, thank you very much.
That's today's report. We'll see you here again tomorrow. On behalf of Mayor Gillich and the members of the Biloxi City Council, we say God bless you and God bless Biloxi. We leave you today with a video that was filmed about this time last year. It's a conversation with Biloxi Police Chief John Miller and the family of fallen police officer Robert McKeithen. We'll see you here again tomorrow.
What did it mean to Bob to be a police officer?
Everything. Everything. That was, besides his family, that was his life. Like he loved it. Like he took meticulous care of his uniforms, you know, like don't touch it, I got this. Like he's gonna make sure everything is in its place, you know, on his uniform. He would iron it every day, shine his boots. Like it was meticulous. Like that's the way he wanted it. So it was everything.
So tell us a little bit about Bob.
Robert, I've known him my entire life. Waiting out there for the school bus and stuff, he was always there, you know, talking with us and stuff when we were kids. And I've known him forever, and he was always a very good, you know, friend of mine, and also a father.
So over the years, I've always called him Robert. But there's a lot of folks who call him Bob. And then there's a lot of folks that call him Mac. Were you aware of that?
Yeah, I was worried about the nickname.
Yeah. He and I have that in common because I had a lot of big names coming up through the years also. So, and I can speak from my personal knowledge of policemen. Policemen will tend to take over and pretty much run everything. Was that the case?
That was the case.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. I was okay with that. That's just his personality, you know, but you know, our birthdays are one day apart. So we're both very headstrong and very organized, I guess you could say. So it was just a little struggle in the beginning, but yeah.
So how did y'all celebrate those birthdays being so close?
Well, we went out on my birthday and came back on his.
That's good. It's a good solution. What does it mean to you? How do you feel about all the support and frankly the love that's been pouring out from the community?
I like my son to take this one.
Yeah, the Biloxi Police Department, they've shown more support than I ever could have dreamed that they could have done. It's kind of amazing. Like, I just didn't think there'd be so many people involved in helping us, and just somebody there with you every step of the way. Somebody's always standing next to you, you know, in the Biloxi Police Department. And I know other law enforcement agencies were involved too, and I don't want to skip over them, but the Biloxi Police Department, they definitely helped a lot and made it so much easier on my family and myself to, you know, finally lay Robert to rest.
Had y'all made plans for Robert's retirement?
No, he always talked about retiring, you know, but it was always one of those things like one more year. You know, he loved his job and he really never wanted to quit, you know. It's just, I think something he just, you know, he was more proud to say that he was able to retire than he really wanted to retire, you know, because, you know, you could tell he really was living a dream, you know, his dream that he envisioned for himself. So.
The governor, Phil Bryant, stopped by yesterday and explained to us that on Monday he's going to issue an executive order which lowers all the flags throughout the state of Mississippi to half mast.
That's great.
How do you feel about that?
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a great honor that he gets, you know, and I believe he deserves that. I'm happy that, you know, people are trying to show their respect.
Well, the governor felt the same way. Anything y'all want to add?
Just
to everybody.
thanks, yeah, really just thank you to everybody in the police department and especially like Bradford O'Keefe, you know, all their support that they've given us, and you know, I don't want to leave anybody out, but just everybody's been so great to us.
All the departments, it's just national coverage. Just never would imagine so much attention and help and reaching out, wanting to help, and never would imagine so many people being touched by him. Just you know, I don't think he had a stranger or knew a stranger. You know, he talked to everybody. You know, just you know.
He was an easy guy to talk to, wasn't he?
Yeah. He's always fun to talk to.
Yeah.
That's what made him a good cop.
Yeah.
People like that. They like officers to talk to them and be engaged with them. And he certainly had the ability to do that.
There's no word big enough to cover such a massive outpouring of love. It's just there. You know, I can't
think
Can't
Robert
think of a word
enjoyed
big
it.
enough.
I think he loved the support that he had for everybody as well.
Well, I'm just going to say this, that it has been remarkable to me the way y'all managed to get through this. I don't know that I could have done it as well as you have. You've held it together, and I know Robert will be proud of that.
I know I'm very proud of them.